guys. I wanted to talk to you today about people pleasing. For those of you who know me, or for those of you who follow my work, you know that people pleasing has been a long-term pattern for me. And it's something that I've been working on changing in the last 10 or 15 years. And to be honest, I've only been moderately successful in changing that pattern until recently. And, you know, it's just such a knee-jerk reaction in me. When I get my buttons punched, that is immediately what I go to. I just try and soothe the people around me. I try and give them whatever I think they want as a way of trying to decrease feeling anxious myself. And I just recently got introduced to the work of Dr. Karen Horney by my friend and fellow master coach, KJ Sassy Pants, aka Karen Hawkwood. And it was this introduction to Dr. Horney's work that has created the shift in me. And so that's really what I want to talk to you guys about today is this model has been so successful for me and for other people that I know that myself and KJ and another one of our beloved fellow master coaches and friends, Johnsen, have decided to teach a course on this model. It is so simple and so easy to employ, and it has made such a huge difference in my life that I can't not share it with you. It would just be mean not to share it with you. So let me give you a quick rundown, just to give you an idea of what we would be talking about in the class. So the theory is that when we get anxious as human beings, we will employ one of these three strategies. And Dr. Horney calls them move toward, move against, and move away. Move toward is basically when you fold or bend or twist yourself into knots to try and make the person in front of you happy. You try to give them what you think they want. Hello, people pleaser. Move against is pretty much the flip side of that one. Move against is when you become very authoritarian and didactic and firm, trying to convince that person in front of you to come in line with your truth. Rather than bending yourself to them, you try and get them to bend to you. And then the last strategy is called move away. And it's basically just when you get anxious, when things start to feel hinky, you just bail. I'm sure that we all can recognize these strategies in people that we know. I certainly can. And KJ and Jen and I have come up with this course that we're calling Turn Into the Skid. And it's basically our theory on how you can get out of these coping strategies, because none of these coping strategies are very healthy. They help us feel safe, but they ultimately are perpetuating patterns in our relationships that aren't truthful. They take us out of integrity. If you're familiar with Martha Beck's work as well and her integrity cleanse, this is like integrity cleanse 2.0. This is your integrity cleanse for your relationships, essentially. And so we have come up with what we're calling counter-steering techniques for when you go into these coping mechanisms, when you skid out. And so we've put together this class that I'm super excited about. It's 5 weeks long, and we will do a deep dive on these theories and then also practice as a group the counter-steering techniques. And I have to say, it has made a huge difference in my life. For those of you who know my husband Craig and I, we get along pretty well. We're a pretty happy couple, but we have had the same fight over different things, but essentially the same fight for years and years and years. And it's not until I was introduced to this work, this theory, that I realized why we're fighting is because when we get our buttons punched, I go into move toward, he goes into move against, and none of us are being truthful. Neither one of us is being truthful. And so that's why I'm super excited to talk to you about, and to have you introduced to this work as well, because it's actually made a huge difference in my life. And it's super easy to apply. It's super easy to recognize. And I'm just really excited to share it with you, and I would love to have you join us on the class. So it's 5 Fridays in a row. There will be recordings of the classes if you can't join us live, although of course we would love to have you join us live. And come and find out what's your go-to strategy and how do you get out of it, so that you can live your life more authentically, more honestly, more openly, and more harmoniously, frankly, with the relationships that you have in your life.